For the first time ever, you can finally renew your USA passport online, but there is one catch. And that's that the US government is saying that they're only opening this pilot program to the first 25,000 applicants, so you wanna hurry. So I'll link down in the description box so you can follow along while we get our application started here. But first, we have to follow these 10 requirements that we need to meet, otherwise we can't use this process. The first requirement is that your most recent passport must be valid for at least 10 years, and you have to be at least 25 years of age or older. So this can't be used for children, and it can't be used for temporary passports that were issued for less than 10 years. Second is that your passport can be expired, but it had to have been issued over 9 years ago, but less than 15 years from the date you plan to submit your application. This means that if you got a passport 15 years ago and it's expired now, you can probably renew using this process. The third requirement is that you are not making any changes to your name, your gender, your date of birth, or your place of birth. For those kinds of changes, you're going to need either DS5504 or DS82, and to determine which application form you need, I'm going to link down in the description box to a video that will help you out with that. The fourth requirement is that you're not going to be traveling internationally for at least 5 weeks. That means that if you're going to be leaving the country in 1, 2, 3, or 4 weeks, that this isn't going to be a service that you can use because the processing times for this are just like those who are applying in person or applying by mail. That means the expedited services, the fastest that it can go is 5 to 7 weeks. The fifth requirement is that you are only applying for a regular tourist passport. You can't be applying for like a diplomatic passport, an official, or a service passport. The sixth requirement is that you currently live within the United States, and that includes the states or its territories. You do not qualify to renew in this program if you live in a foreign country, or if you have an Army post office or a fleet post office address. The seventh requirement is that you have your passport with you, it's not damaged, it's not mutilated, and you haven't reported it lost or stolen. The eighth requirement is that you have to pay for this either using a credit card, a debit card, or an ACH bank transfer. For that, you would just need to contact your bank and get their routing information along with your bank account information, and you can make that move. The ninth requirement is that you have to upload a digital photo of yourself. Now, if you've already had one taken of yourself within the last 6 months, you can use that one again, that's okay. Or you could go quickly get one taken at a place like CVS, Walgreens, perhaps your post office can do it. You could ask a family or a friend to do it. I also have a video that I'll link down in the description box that will tell you more about how to take a proper passport photo. Outside of the typical requirements that you find for passport photos in that video, there are more requirements for uploading one online like this, and that includes having to have an image that is 600 by 600 pixels up to 1200 by 1200 pixels. You can't have any digital editing of the photo. It needs to be a JPEG, and it also has to be bigger than 54 kilobytes but smaller than 10 megabytes. Now, after uploading your photo, you might run into a few error messages. They might tell you that you have incorrect backgrounds. They need to be totally white or off-white. They might tell you that you need a higher resolution image. Was it grainy? Was it pixelated? Was it compressed? Was there too much light? Too little light? All kinds of problems like this could have it sent back to you. They might inform you that you had an unnatural expression. They really want just a really neutral face like this. They might tell you that the head is wrong. It's either the wrong size or it's in the wrong place. Again, you can refer back to that video that I talked to you about how to take the right photo for this. Or they might just tell you that they have an internal server error. That's just something going on with their system. All you need to do is log out, clear your cache and cookies, and try again later. And if the photo gets accepted by their AI, then it has to go to individual review to make sure that it actually fits passport standards. And the 10th and final requirement is that you understand that once you submit your application online, your current passport is immediately canceled and invalidated, and you can no longer use it for international travel. All right, if you meet all 10 requirements, let's go ahead and get to this website right here. I'm going to link to it down in the description box so you can easily follow along. First, we're going to go right here to start our application, and we're going to click on this link. When we come to the sign-in page right here, we're going to have to go down here and click on sign up. Now, when inserting your name, make sure you insert your full legal name. Now, let's assume you only have one name. In that case, put your name inside of the section for last name, and in the section for first name, write the letters FNU. Capitalized. Now, when they ask you for your home address, make sure you actually make this your mailing address because they might actually have to send you something. So if you have something that's different, a permanent address separate from your home address, you want this to be your mailing address. Now, you do want to set a really strong password, but make sure that you remember it because you're going to need it in a moment to verify your account. However, if you ever forget it, you can always just get a one-time password sent to your email. Now you have to indicate that you're not a robot and you have to complete the CAPTCHA. Make sure you just follow the instructions as well as you can. They'll give you a few tries if you don't get it exactly right, because sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. Now after that, you should be informed that you've been sent a verification email. You want to use it soon because that link's going to expire in 24 hours. Then you're going to want to sign back in using your email and password that you created. You're going to want to complete that CAPTCHA, proving you're not a robot once more. And then you should get a one-time password that you're going to have to enter again just to verify your account. Now those expire in 10 to 15 minutes, so make sure you use them quickly. If you can't find it in your primary mailbox, make sure you check your other folders, including your spam account. If you're certain you haven't gotten the code after 15 minutes, go back and get the code sent again. If you haven't gotten it after another 15 minutes, then you're gonna have to contact support, and I will let you know how to get a hold of them at the end of this video. Now you're going to have to create some answers to some security questions that you're going to choose from. And if you ever forget their answers, again, you're going to have to contact support, and getting a hold of them, I'll let you know how to do that at the end of the video. But after you get your account set up, the portal should send you back to the home page. So you're going to have to wait up to 24 hours, and you can come in and check your account, and it might look something like this. If it does, you need to keep waiting until it looks like this. You'll want to see this little feature here that says renew your passport online, and then you're going to click the renew passport button. Now you sign in with the account that you created previously. You do the CAPTCHA again and you sign in. They're going to send you another one-time password to your email account, so make sure you go get that. And then you'll find yourself in the online passport renewal page, and that's when you click on Start New Application. They're going to provide you with a list of bullet points to make sure that you are actually eligible in order to use this process right here. A lot of the requirements that they have listed here in this bullet point list are ones that we already went over. So if you already met the eligibility that we talked about earlier, you can just go ahead and click Yes. And then go down a little bit and click Next. You're going to have to read the Privacy Act statement, the Paperwork Reduction Act statement, the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act statement, all of the notices and disclaimers. You can click the little box there after scrolling all the way to the bottom, and then click Next. Now here we come to the page where we're going to be inserting our information. Now they want all of the information that you have. That means if you currently have a passport book and a passport card, they want both of those information, even if you're only applying for just one of them. Now if you only have the passport book or only have the passport card, you only have to enter that information. When we start inserting information here, we start with the surname, that is your last name or your family name. We'll say Smith. And then for your given names, it says that it wants first name, comma, middle name, but actually if you try putting a comma into this field, it's going to tell you that you can't do that. So just put first name space middle name. And we'll just say John David. Now for your passport book number, you just have to look inside your passport book. You will find it there. It'll be a 9-digit number on the top right corner of your passport information page. So we'll just say 000000000. Then you insert your date of birth. They want month, month, date, date, year, 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 year format. You can just click the little calendar right here and scroll through. I would start by finding the right year first, and then the month, and then the date. Now for the issue date and the expiration date, again, they both want the month, month, date, date, year, 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 year format. You can just use that little calendar button right there, but I would also just look for this information inside your passport book on the passport information page, the same place you found your passport book number. And if you do have a passport book and a passport card and all of the information is the same, you can check this little button right here to just fill in that information automatically. And if the passport card number is different, make sure you insert it in there. Same thing with the issue date and the expiration date. So when I entered that fake information, it wouldn't let me go beyond that page, so I tried entering my real information, and when I did, I got an error saying that I can't use this process because the expiration date of my current passport is well beyond the 12 months that they have set for this, just like we talked about in the requirements for using this process earlier in the video. But if your passport is eligible, then they're going to carry on. They're going to want to know what your travel plans are. They're going to want to know if you want your passport book or passport card in the product selection page. They're going to want to continue your personal information and make sure they got it all correct. They're going to want to make sure that you get that photo that we talked about uploaded, and then you can finally go into review. So I know there's a lot of questions about this because it's a new program, and the first biggest question is, will you click that thumbs up button to help this video reach more people? I really appreciate it. The next biggest question might be, can you get a refund once you've paid? And there are no refunds for services except for the $60 expedited fee that can be returned if you request it and you don't get your passport within the published times that they say for expedition. An expedition of your passport should take 5 to 7 weeks. So if you don't get it in that time, then you can request a refund just on the expedition fee of $60. Some people might be trying this and then be wondering, why was I told I'm not eligible to apply online? Well, make sure you double check that your most recent passport was valid for 10 years and that it should be either expiring within within 1 year or that it's only expired within the last 5 years. Also be sure that all of the spelling is correct when you're going about this, all of the capitalizations, spaces, and hyphens included. You can't make any mistakes. And if you've done all that and you still think you're eligible to apply, but it's telling you that you're not, again, you might want to contact support. I will let you know how to do that towards the end of this video. Some people might come across the term inventory control number and be wondering what that is. That is just your passport number. People might be asking if you can renew both passport books and passport cards online. Yes, but there are some caveats. Let's take a look at this useful little government table right here, and we'll see that you can renew the passport books and the passport cards, but in the instances that you can't is if you have a passport book and you only want to renew a passport card, or if you have a passport card and you only want to renew a passport book. You can't do that. But of course, if you only have a passport card, you can just renew both the passport card and passport book and get them at the same time. Same thing if you only have a passport book, you can just get both of them at the same time. And once you've applied, you might be wondering, how do I actually check the status of my application? Well, there are two ways. The first is by email, and you will receive email updates about your application and completed passport after you apply. These updates include that it was received, that it's in process, that it's been approved or printed, that it's been mailed or shipped. And just keep in mind that it might not arrive until 2 weeks after it's been shipped. You might also get emails from them letting you know that they need more information from you to process your application. In that case, just go to your MyTravelGov account and click on the little envelope in order to communicate with them. They'll also let you know if you started your application and haven't completed it, because within 30 days, if you haven't done that, you'll need to start over. And the next way they'll communicate with you, which I alluded to earlier, is just through your MyTravelGov account. So they do have another passport status page as well, but those are only for the mail-in and in-person applications. So if you go to that page and you look for your application, it's just going to tell you not available. I know some people might be wondering after they've already applied if they can upgrade to expedited service, if they can get quicker delivery, or if they can change their mailing address after they've already applied. The answer is yes, you can do that as long as your application has not yet been approved. You just go into your MyTravelGov account and you can do it in there. Some people are also wondering if they can change their email address. No, you cannot change your email address. That is your username in this platform. And if you lose access to that email address, well, then you're just going to have to start a new account on here with a new email address. And if your account gets locked for some reason, well, you're going to have to do what a lot of people are going to have to do, and that's contact support. And there are two main ways to do that. The first way to contact support here is to call 855-865-7750, and you can call that number Mondays through Fridays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, excluding federal holidays. The second way to contact them is via email at pptopr@state.gov, and that's for support on weekends, federal holidays, and after 5 p.m. Eastern Time on weekdays, Monday through Friday. And keep in mind, it could take them 2 business days or more to get back to you, just because they are responding to their requests in the order that they are received. And the fees for the passport renewal are going to be the standard passport renewal fees that you would pay by mail. That's $130 for a passport, $30 for a passport card, and a $35 execution fee. You can expedite it all for $60, and you can get 1 to 2 day delivery of your new passport for $18.32. Now, after you've paid, you should receive an email confirmation of that payment. If you haven't, then you can go to the pay.gov website to see where that payment is at. So once your payment's confirmed, you're just waiting for your passport. This is obviously a great way to renew your passport right now. However, there are faster ways to do it. And if you're still wondering about the fastest way to get your passport this year, check out that video right there.